Good afternoon. Welcome, everybody, to the July 15th, 2025 School Board of Manatee County special meeting. I want to officially call it to order. If everyone will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Quick item for approval of the agenda. We made some amendments to the presentation for the Taggart Family Foundation, also some additions of the HR document. So can I get a motion? We're not going to use Granicus, Ms. Cox. So can I get a motion to accept the approval, the approval agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Board members, any discussion? No?
Nope.
All in favor of the approval agenda, raise your hand, say aye.
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 None opposed, it passes 5-0. And did we have any public comment sign up? No? Okay. Anyone from the public? There's several public. Anyone like to speak? Okay. All right, so let's jump into new business before we get into the main business. We had one quick new business here for HR. So, Mr. Chapman.
The interim superintendent recommends approval of the appointments, promotions, reappointments, reassignments, resignations, retirements, suspension, terminations, and transfers.
So moved. Second.
So you have a motion, a second. If you want to explain, Mr. Chapman.
Yes, and thank you to the board for allowing us to do this. We've added two new leaders to the district with your approval here this afternoon. One is our new director of Manatee Technical College. As you all know, the current director, Doug Wagner, is retiring after 35 years in public education, and big shoes to fill. But we, after a very exhaustive search and selection process that involved many of the staff at MTC, many of the MTC Board of Governors, which is made up of business and community leaders here in Manatee County. We've come to hire, or would like to, with your approval, Dr. Jody Kirk, who is right now the current assistant director at Pinellas Technical College. Dr. Kirk, I think, is going to be a great fit at MTC, and so that is one of the two positions you're approving, and the other is a new assistant principal at Palmetto High School named Michael Zufall, who is an experienced school leader, and we're excited about his position, again, with your approval, to be the assistant principal, one of the assistant principals at Palmetto High School. He is replacing Quanta Simmons, who was a longtime assistant principal there at Palmetto High School, who a few board meetings ago you approved to be the new principal at our Harley campus. So Mr. Zufall will replace Qantas at Palmetto High School. So.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. Board members, any comments on those HR items? All right, let's go ahead and vote. All those in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
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 Any opposed? None. It carries 5-0. Hi, item number 2. Main reason why we're here today. Exciting times for sure. And board and public, I want to introduce obviously Coach Willie Taggart, who's a longtime Manatee County resident. Now is going to come back and partner with the district and create an unbelievable community center for Palmetto. And Ms. Kayla Dorsey, she is the executive director of the Taggart Family Foundation. So I want to kick it off to you all. Coach, if you want to say anything, and I know, Kayla, you've got the presentation to go over what the foundation's vision is.
Yeah. First of all, thank you all for allowing us to be here. And like I said earlier, Chad, thanks for the phone call earlier to kind of get this ball rolling. But before we start, I also want to introduce Will Perez, our family office here. And you say you already introduced Kayla and Miss Green back here. But yeah, we're excited. I know I'm really excited about this this opportunity. something that's been on my mind for a long time, something been on my wish list for a long time. I always wanted to do something back home. Always wanted to give back to my community, and I wanted to do it the right way and with the right people. You know, so as I did my research over the last 2 years of how to do this, you know, it's been good just communicating and learning from people. And then got a phone call from Omar and talked about the school board and partnering with them. And it's like for me, that was more important than anything, that we partner with the right people, the right team that share kind of the same visions that our foundation and the mission of our foundation. So, and it was in the heart of the city. So I thought it was a great opportunity for both and the city of Palmetto and our community, and really excited about this. So that's kind of my spiel. That's kind of how we got here, and I'll pass it on to Kayla.
Awesome. Are we gonna show the screen?
Yes.
For the presentation?
Yeah,
Okay.
whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, perfect.
All right. So we've already gone through our welcome and acknowledgement. And again, my name is Kayla Dorsey. I'll be the Executive Director for the Taggart Family Foundation. We're really excited to be here. Thank you all for your time. So first, I'd like to go over our mission and vision to give everyone as a collective an understanding of what is at the heart of the Taggart Family Foundation. So the Taggart Family Foundation empowers youth in underserved communities by providing access to transformative opportunities in education, sports, workforce development, and personal growth. Through mentorship, career readiness, educational support, and cultural exposure, from STEM and financial literacy to college tours and international immersion, we aim to equip youth and young adults with skills, resources, and the confidence to thrive. And you all can see the vision there. Our vision is a future where every young person, regardless of background, has the opportunity to reach their full potential academically, professionally, and personally. And then I just want to take a moment to discuss our why. So we did a bit of research nationally and within this community. And we've come to find, on average, 1 in 5 youth in underserved areas lack access to after-school enrichment, which is something that we want to provide. And I'm going to talk about the phases of how we want to provide this, because we do have a very grand vision for the community, and we want to start here first. We don't want this to be a one-off, as Coach said earlier, not just a day that he comes back, but something that will serve the community for generations to come, and something that will allow us to expand nationwide. We've also found that students, especially under-resourced students, remain underrepresented in STEM careers. We all see the way that the world is turning toward technology, engineering, and the like, and we want to ensure that students have access, and we ease that access to these opportunities. We also want to impact economic mobility within the community, starting here. And with that, we'll discuss our workforce development programs, what that looks like, the industry-recognized credentials that we want, opportunity youth ages 16 through 24, as well as adults over that age to have access to do. So I kind of started speaking to this already, but our core program pillars: academic enrichment and tutoring, workforce development and credentialing, financial literacy and life skills, mentorship and personal development, cultural exposure and travel, and youth sports and wellness. One thing that I do want to ensure that we say clearly is that the Taggart Family Foundation seeks to be a conduit for educational enrichment and access. We would like to utilize sports and wellness as tools to motivate the education, not as a primary service that we'll be offering. Again, I'm going to talk about phases of how we want to accomplish this, but sports will be kind of just something that we're adding to, not basing primary services on. We want the center, the community center, as we're calling it right now, to be open during school hours, before school hours, during school hours. But during those school hours, we would like to begin those workforce development courses, financial literacy, ensure that the adults in the community have the access to upskill. Maybe they have no skills, so to service them during the day. And then also, after school hours, we will provide after-school care for schools within a 3 to 5 mile radius to the center, while their parents may be taking training, while the students may be doing additional educational enrichment activities, STEM, robotics, computing, coding. We want the children to also share their dreams with us. And we want to be able to provide them with mentors, individuals that look like them, that can relate to them, but also teach them in a very interactive way. We don't want this to feel like school all day long. We want the children to look forward to coming to the center. We want their parents to look forward to coming to the center. And we want the community there. You know, we want to provide small businesses office space. You know, we want birthday parties, reunions, and things of the like within the community. We want this to be the place to come once we get to that phase. So I've been talking a bit about phases. So phase 1, and we've began working with the team at the school board on a memorandum of understanding where we're discussing this phase. And this phase would be before and after care programming that we will provide at Lincoln Memorial Middle School. So before school starts, parents of Lincoln Middle students would be able to drop their students, and we'll get them prepared for the school day. Ensure that they're fed, ensure that they're equipped for the school day. Do you have all of your materials? Were you able to finish homework last night? Have those conversations with them. And today I was grateful. It made my heart warm. A few of the teachers introduced themselves, and they're very excited, and they want to talk about the children that they serve, because they say, well, we're here on the ground. We aren't on the stage with you guys. And I said, no, I'll be on the ground with you too. You know, so it made me very happy that they weren't reluctant to welcome a new service, to welcome Coach Taggart back, to welcome me into the community, to provide the service. So I gave them a bit of what we thought about before care. And then after care, once school is over, we would like to provide tutoring, ensuring that the students are able to get back to the proper literacy level or whatever levels that they need to be on in their core subjects. But again, we want to ensure that it's interactive. We don't want the students not to want to come. We don't want to implement the same sort of reprimand, for lack of better words, that they may have during the day, where they have to focus a certain way, where they have to learn a certain way. But we want to get to know the students and who they are, and then curtail those after-school services to what they need, so that they're comfortable with telling us their struggles, so that they're comfortable with telling us anything that they need assistance with, and we're creating that safe space with them. So that's the first phase of what the Taggart Family Foundation would like to do. And then I would say phase 1.5 or phase 2, in tandem with that, is we'd like to create a memorandum of understanding for land, for space to build the center that we're discussing in. If I'm able to speak freely, Coach Taggart does have land, not quite where we want it to be, which is central to the location. We thought that Lincoln, especially with the conversations opening with Mr. Choate, Mr. Edwards, Mr. King, it was perfect. It was the perfect location. So that's phase 2, ensuring that if you all would grant us the land, that we're all on the same page about what would be offered there, and we're able to build and begin the capital campaign. So that's the second phase of what we would like to do. And we did do some conceptual renderings that we'll show you all. We're very excited about what it could be. We'd like it to be approximately 45,000 square feet. And we have some descriptions that we can share. We also sent over, I want to say last Friday, I shared a proposal with you all individually, or the majority of you, I'll say, that kind of went over what we would like inside of the building. So an administrative wing, a gymnasium, classroom space that will be multi-use. We want one classroom specifically. We want about 8 to 10 classrooms. One classroom specifically would be built out with gaming equipment. And we say gaming equipment not so that the children can come for recreation, but again, an interactive learning experience, because there's a very small percentage of individuals that create games that look just like the children that I saw today, that look like the children in the community. So, for instance, Microsoft Corporation has a very large initiative right now where they're credentialing children, young adults, and then also offering them jobs to be on the creative side, to skew that number from consumers to creatives. So we've done our research and we have the connections and we know things like that work, and we also know that corporations are behind it. So we're excited to do that. So that'll be one classroom that we would like to have dedicated specifically to that initiative, and the other would be dedicated solely to technology, STEM, robotics, coding, computing, and those sorts of things. And the other classrooms would be multi-use for the adults that we'll be training during the day, and the different initiatives that we'll be driving around financial literacy, upskilling, and support of the students both before and after school. And by the time the center is open, we love summer programming and also programming around the holidays. Because just because the schools are closed for a week, 10 days, doesn't mean that mom and dad or whomever is raising the young person is off. So then we want to have, again, educational enrichment programming that's offered as an auxiliary programming so that everyone's supported. There's no strain to the income. There's no jeopardy of where the child is. Are they safe? But we'll be able to provide that holistically, which I kind of went over into phase 3. So now moving, not only having the before and after care, all of that programming would be available at the Taggart Family Foundation Community Center. So this is the exciting part, our conceptual renderings. So we have an image here which shows the daytime, where we're expecting, you can't see on this one, but we still would like to have the field space. But this is actually, our thought was that we would build over where the basketball courts are right now. And then we would have 2 high school regulation size basketball courts inside for any games, tournaments, workout sessions that intramural teams may want to have in the community, or traveling teams that may want to come that could, again, that economic mobility, that economic impact of the community that will help us continue to service the families that we're looking to impact. So again, the full build out or what our ideas are in the proposals that you all have. And if you don't have them, I'll be sure to share them with Mr. Choate so that he could distribute them if that's permissible. And then we have a view here in the evening. Our thought is that we want a beautiful structure that's multi-purpose, that's for the community, but also safe. We want our parents to feel safe coming. If we have children that have to walk home, we want it to be well lit. We want it to be a staple of the community. So that was our thought with the facility. And then I'll let Coach Taggart talk a little bit more about our partnership request and what we're looking to do.
Man, you did a great job. Wow. You know, and really, again, Caleb mentioned it early. You know, we found some land, but ideally, where Lincoln is perfect for me personally, and kind of how I see things. And I think partnering with the school board would be key because I think we share a lot of the same common goals and want the same things when it comes to young people, you know. So to me, it's like a perfect storm, you know, to a good storm, not a bad one, you know, to where we can partner with the school board. We can do the before and after school care at Lincoln, which fired me up too. That was my old school, you know, and the more we can do that, I think the better it'll be for the entire community. And I think we all will get what we're trying to accomplish. And I think we all want better. I think we want to help the kids. And again, ultimately, I want to help the entire community of Palmetto.
Well, again, I want to say thank you all for your time. We wanted to just express in an open forum what we're looking to do as a foundation. We're extremely eager to partner with you all and to impact the community and the families. And thank you again for having us today. So does anyone have any questions for us?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'll just quickly say, you know, this is like last like 4 weeks, right? And I know you've been thinking about it for a lot longer than 4 weeks, Coach. And so, but I'm just really excited at the partnership, because I do believe that this could be something that really pushes Lincoln over the top. I mean, we know they got a letter grade improvement this year to a B. I mean, this could take them to the top and to be an A school. And I think that this potential partnership will attract kids that want to come to Lincoln because of this. And that's just on the school side. I think from an educational standpoint for the community, which I know you want for adults, you know, the last couple of years, 2 or 3 years, we've gotten spaces kind of the south side, Whitfield, for our Soren Ford lab, which is early learning, which is like kind of your 3-year-old and under, right, where parents can go and bring their kids. Kind of working one in the city as we speak. And then we were always talking, like, what about north of the river, right? Well, there wasn't necessarily a place for that. And I envision this center to be that place where we can partner with our staff to say, you know, Tuesday and Thursdays from 10 to 12, I'm making something up, right? I don't know if Freak was helping out or anybody out. But, you know, some kind of day where now that community, instead of having to come all the way to Harley, right, can just walk right down the street or a quick drive. They don't have to cross the bridge or anything like that. We know that's not as easy as it used to be, crossing the bridge. And so, and not only early learning, but also the adult education. You know, doing the adult education there and providing easier access for our whole entire community, rather than having to go all the way out to State Road 70 to do GED or ESOL or something like that. So I think the opportunities it's going to provide the community is tremendous, and thank you very much for reaching out, and I think this is going to be really, really special. So really appreciate everybody's efforts in this.
Appreciate you all.
And the staff jumping in, and everybody, you know, kind of getting and putting their arms around this and absorbing this, instead of, it's very easy sometimes you come up with these ideas and this is a grand one, this is a big one, and there's a lot of moving parts. Sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, we've got all this stuff going on, we can't do this right now. So I do want to thank everybody from the district side for jumping in on this and not, not wanting to pump the brakes, but get on the accelerator. So I'll give it to anybody else on the board. Yeah.
Welcome to our arena. This is a project that has a passion with a purpose. That's what, when you were talking, Coach, that's what I wrote down. You have a passion with a purpose, and I don't know, I'd probably say Mr. Kennedy has advocated for Palmetto, but I know I have since I've got on this board. And from Blackburn being part of that, being torn down, I'm like, no, we can use it for something like this. But this is going to be incredible, I believe. And to your point, we'll be your pilot program that you can use and your blueprint to use nationwide, because we want it to succeed. And I talked to some of the students while we were at the school this morning. I said, are you excited for this? And they said, yes. There was so much enthusiasm, in just a few students that I talked about. I said, well, we're counting on you. We're counting on you. And they said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So they're ready for something there. I do believe that with the building itself, I did see the draft, and I know we're working on that MOU now. So, but I'm extremely excited about this. I've been one of the cheerleaders for North of the River. I've been saying it for a long time. So I'm glad it's finally caught on, and I think we're going to be here in a very short period of time, I hope.
Awesome.
So, thank you so much. And before you leave, I have a gift for you both.
I have not been on the board a long time, but have worked with the underserved community for a long time. And Ms. Spray and I actually had spoken before about, we were excited about Soren Ford, but we really need something north of the river. And so we've talked about it before between us, and to have this available is so great. And as Mr. Choate said, to get over the bridge, either bridge, is a struggle. I mean, our transportation department can tell you how much of a struggle it is to get over the bridge. And just to be able to bring those families. I personally represent Blackburn Elementary School. So one of the schools that feeds over to there, it's less than 3 miles away. And how much those kids need access to programs and services that will, keep them motivated and keep them from doing the dumb stuff that kids do. And then spread throughout the community and help adults and get the services that they need and the opportunities that they need, because it's so hard to find. And as I'm also a member of the Children's Services Advisory Board for the county, and knowing how few programs we have available in that area. This is just phenomenal to me, and I'm so excited about it and excited to discuss it with the CSAB board to let them know that this is coming. So I want to thank you so much for your enthusiasm and your passion and your support of this community.
Thank you.
Sure.
Oh, go ahead, Rich.
This morning you were mentioning about your wife, right? The partnership there, and I have a mantra that I like to say is people say, somebody should do something about that, right? And you look like a smart guy, but I think your wife's a little smarter because she finally said, no, see, you're that guy, right? So that is the answer to the question. Somebody should do something about that, and the answer is right here or right there. So I just really appreciate you stepping up. I'm a big fan of private organizations rolling in and helping the community instead of relying on government so much. So I really appreciate you all stepping up to the plate. So thank you very much, and thank you for being helpful to the community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all I have. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll go last, or I'll go second to last maybe. I'll just want to express my appreciation. Well, it's been a pleasure to get to know you both over the past few weeks. And, that this district has been engaged in this community partnership model. And we've got Daughtry in South County, we've got Manatee in East Bradenton, and now we're going to have a partnership with the Taggart Family Foundation north of the river, which will kind of complete that ability to service all kids. And I'll just, I'll say it now, if there's anything I can do, you both have my cell, anything I can do to assist. And I mean, what a beautiful asset for the city of Palmetto, and especially central Palmetto, to have the school. I think I said to both of you on the phone a couple weeks ago, if you want to touch families and you want to touch kids, come to school, because that's where they are.
Yeah.
And so between the school, between the Taggart Family Foundation, Coach, you mentioned it today, the Coach Shannon Park across the street. I mean, where in Manatee County will be that collection of resources for kids and families all in one place? So, I mean, I know we're just getting started today, and we've got a long way to go and a lot of work to do. But Coach, if you could, you said something interesting today over at Lincoln about if you're not dreaming big enough, if people aren't, could you share that quote? It was,
I shared a quote that was given to me when I was leaving Palmetto to go off to college. Actually, it was from Jim Harbaugh, head coach for the Chargers, when he recruited me. He just said, if people aren't laughing at your dreams, then they're not big enough.
that's what.
And that stuck with me. And from that moment on, I made everything I wanted to make sure it was big enough so everybody can laugh at me. So that's something stuck with me, and I try to share that with the young people. Every young people I touch, whether it's when I was in college coaching and recruiting, every recruit I talked to, I shared that with them, hoping that it touched them like it did me.
Oh, we appreciate it very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, Kayla.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
Awesome. So with that, board, I know we're working on an MOU, but I do want to solidify this in a motion, and so I do have a motion. So I'm going to go ahead and motion that we authorize School District Manatee County to finalize the MOU with the Taggart Family Foundation for programming offered at Lincoln Memorial Middle School. I know we're not ready for the MOU officially, but I want to put staff on notice that we need to get this done ASAP. So I'm motioning that, if we can get a second.
Second.
So we have a second. Any further discussion, comment? I know the MOU has been going back and forth, so we're almost done with it, but all right, we're good. All right, let's go ahead and vote. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. Passes 5-0. Again, super excited. I'm glad we got this done before, you're locked away come Friday with training camp and beginning of the season. I'm going to wish you all the best of luck except for Thursday night against my Dolphins.
And both times you play the Steelers.
But even more, we haven't even brought this up, but even more exciting is we have a Palmetto alumni, a wide receiver that played at FAU, played it at Colorado, that they drafted. When I say they, the Baltimore Ravens drafted from right here in Palmetto High School. So it's a small world that obviously one of our own is coming back and creating this at the same time that his team that he's coaching for. I'm sure he had nothing to do with, pumping up Jonte, but that he was drafted to the Baltimore Ravens. So it's pretty cool. So we'll all have interest in what Baltimore does. And next time you come down, you got to bring some like crab cakes or something. That's what they're famous for. Mr. Chapman, any final words?
Yeah, just we've got a lot of leaders in the audience, and so maybe when you gavel out, we could do a photo with the board,
Sure. Everybody up
with
together.
everybody, and even our friends out here in the audience,
That'd
and
be
do
great.
a couple of nice pictures.
That'd be great.
Sure.
All right, exciting stuff. So with that, let's get that MOU done. Let's get rock and rolling. Changing lives. All right, we adjourn.